Time to... Okay, let me ping the Discord because I don't think anyone knows I'm live. Am I not? No, we're here. Okay, so fun fact. I've been working on the stinking chess960 database for the past 2 weeks. Well, I haven't worked on it much this week because I've been tired and had midterm. And I'm so close, but this piece of junk you did steal first. I'm actually shook. Hello, Export. You guys don't understand. It's really hard to make scripts when you don't know how to code. Because every problem is suddenly more complicated. Okay. Let's see. How are you, Fish? Tired. But otherwise pretty good. Give me a second. I wanna see something. Open challenges. Let's see. Let's try something here. Okay. Sure. Great. And the overlay still works. There's no reason chess960 should change the way things look. But... Oh, my microphone's way far away. But that doesn't mean it wouldn't. I have learned never to trust anything. Oh, I forgot to open the queue. We're chilling. Yeah, I am switching it so on Saturdays I play Fisher Random. I just didn't because I haven't streamed in on a Saturday in 2 weeks because I'm just horrible everything. Got more vinyl? Which one? Talk to me. The only issue is that finding random games to start off with until people actually decide to play chess is going to be more difficult than Fisher Random. Now, I relish the challenge, but I also have no idea what I'm doing. Because I could use the variance page, but the problem with the variance page is that it has a different look. So I'd have to change my overlay probably. And is chess960 not counted as a variant anymore? Man. A 1969 German single by the Rolling Stones of Honky Tonk Woman and You Can't Always Get What You Want. Oh, wait. People actually play Fisher Random? Nah, we're chilling. We're chilling. Okay, hold on a second. I actually have to think. What do my instincts tell me? My instincts tell me that opening up bishops and getting the knights into rational positions should be first priority. So I want to play f5. Actually, I'm tired and I'm getting over being sick, but otherwise I'm actually doing pretty darn well. Life's good. Okay, completely reasonable. I'm going to try opening the bishops first. I've played one game of Fisher Random ever. So this is going to be interesting. That being said, I kind of like this position for me. Let's get our knights out. Sure. Actually, we can castle to move our king to b8, I believe. If I know my castling rules in Fisher Random, this will just do this. Oh, wow. That was a little different than I thought. No, I got it backwards. Well, that's the nice thing about stuff like collecting vinyls. You can really take it slow, you know? This is a suspicious move, but I think it's good. Polygamy chess that was 9 by 9 and had 2 queens. Uh-huh. Yes. I feel like that'll make the game more aggressive. They do have a bunch of variants that have a bunch of more, that have a bunch of other pieces. A bunch of more pieces. English. It's my native language. Like, there's Sarawan chess and Capablanca chess, which they don't have two queens, but they have a queen in Amazonian. If memory serves. I've never played Sarawan chess, so I could be totally wrong about that. But this might be a stupid move. Polygamy chess sounds sick. I can never get the right variant for you people. Ooh. Okay. Which pawn do I take with? This undoubles my pawns, but I like this because it opens my rook, which might be dumb. I don't think I'm playing this very well. Okay. I mean, that looks like you just trapped your bishop. He just trapped his bishop. Nice. Never mind. I'm clearly the best Fisher random chess player of all time. I am just built different. Except that I gave him my knight for free. Okay, never mind. I'm the worst Fisher random chess player of all time. I'm built exactly the same as everyone else. Hey, Oceanman, how you doing? Emotional roller coaster. I'm just down 2 pawns. I was cooking. Okay, I've got a plan. I've got a plan. My plan worked. Easy. Easy. Never any doubt. Never any doubt. Okay. Okay. So just so you know, the queue is open. I'm built different, and by that I mean statistically below average. Literally me. Literally me. Have I ever listened to a Paramore album? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have. No mistakes, no blunders, no misses. I'm just that good. Also, I think the analysis thing might be wonky for Fisher Random. I've never made you listen to Paramore. You've never made me listen to everything. You've invited me to listen to things, and I've often obliged. Oh, this is a weird one. Hold on a second. This looks very natural to me, so I'm going to play it. Because knight d3 is a move that looks good. 2k rapid? Aw, that's sick. Okay, what's my plan for development? I'm not sure I agree with this, but I guess it doesn't matter if I agree with it or not. It matters if it's a good move. I don't mind trading dark squared bishops and just putting all my pawns on dark squares. I actually like that as a plan. I'm actually not sure I want to castle queenside here. I guess it's not queenside. Is there some notation for how you describe castling in Fisher Random? Because it can't be queenside and kingside because the queen's on the king side. You know? So here's the plan. Queen g2 followed by castle short. Queen f2, I changed my mind. And then I'm going to castle... But it's not castling short either. But it's not castling short either because this is a shorter castle than this one. Do I call it castle right and castle left? Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Still short and long castle. They're just swapped. That's what I mean, though. But that's what I mean. It's not standard notation. Technically, there's also kingside, queenside castles, because this is the queen side, right? And this is the king side, because it is still split. That's what I mean, though. The notation is backwards. And so I'm not exactly sure what the standard notation would be that makes it clear what I'm trying to say. I'm also unsure of how to play this position. This is Fisher Price. Of course, you don't get standard notation. Nah. I'm sure there is a notation. I just don't know it. Again, I've played so little Fisher Random. The nice thing is I actually have not committed my king in one direction or another yet. So I'm actually totally going to castle this way now. I am no longer castling the direction formerly known as short. Now this bishop's actually going to turn into a monster. The thing is, see, he was being sneaky. In this position, if I take, he can go check and take my bishop. But I did not want to allow that, so I did it. And now here, he doesn't have the same idea, and this is just a very weak pawn. Again, these knights are both terrible. They're just bad pieces. H side. Okay. So H side and A side. Okay, that makes sense. Actually, that's fine. I don't like it still, but it's fine. Material advantage and bishop in the endgame. We are chilling. So it's castle A and castle H. I will remember that. I will not remember that. I just hope everyone's aware. When I say I'll remember that, that's a lie. I'm not sure why I put this rook on this square. It's not exactly a very good square for it. He seems to have wasted a lot of time. I don't think this is a productive pawn push. His knights are still just bad pieces. He doesn't have a clear way of improving them. Okay. Now what? Now what, tough guy? I'm going to play the... Ooh, that's interesting. Isn't that just bad, though? I don't understand. I mean, I also could have pushed, and that looked good for me, but... I don't know. Maybe I'm Delulu. Or maybe I'm just looking for an excuse to say the word Delulu. This is a very greedy move. I want all of my pawns. Okay, he just hangs a knight. Let's go. This is easy. So easy, guys. So easy. Give me that. Give me that. Ah, that's so annoying. Okay, I'm just going to play this first. Guard my rook so I can move my bishop. So far, this is going swimmingly. Let's trade rooks, friend. Or you can just give me your rook. Also totally acceptable. Excellent. Again, if any of y'all want to play Fisher Random, this is technically a playing against viewers stream. Except that's not in the stinking tags. What am I doing with my life? I'm a professional. I am a professional. Oh, wow. This is a weird one. I've said that for every position so far. Okay, that makes sense. Logical. but I disagree. I think this is the move. Opening up this queen early and getting like bishop g7 early looks very good. And I actually kind of want to play like this. Look at the immediate pressure. Oh man, it's so close to like checkmate or something goofy like that. It's not, but it's so very close. Man. This knight is working overtime. And see, now this move must be terrible. Right? Like, I'm not insane. That must be a bad move. I mean, I suppose it's only a bad move if I can punish it, but, like, come on. Come on, guys. I have no idea what to play in this position. Like, legitimately. Not the faintest idea. I suppose this can't be that bad. The point being, I want to get my... Okay. So, I felt like this was a bad idea for him. Maybe I'm wrong, but this looked suspicious. This looks like the kids call sus. My opponent hasn't developed any of his pieces. That feels like it should be wrong. Now, how wrong it is, subject to debate. But, I mean, I can play stuff like f5 at some point, and my position, while not amazing, is kind of natural. And castling queenside will just move my rook to the d file. So a move like c6 might not be bad, because I can always just flip my rook over to d8. Right? Calling the bluff. This bishop coming here is going to be nice as well. I like my position. I really do. I think my opponent's played kind of bizarrely. And I think I am in a position where punishing him is not impossible. Is the drama semi-new or is it semi-YouTuber new drama? So is it semi-new YouTuber drama or is it semi-YouTuber new drama? I don't want to take this and open up his bishop for free. Semi-new? Okay, okay. I might have seen it then. You know me. I keep up with drama. Because I am an emotionally healthy individual. My queen is terribly inactive. I like this move, actually. Getting my pieces to be more active. Wait, isn't that the guy who collaborated with Dream all the time? Okay. I've not heard anything about this. Crazy. Finally, I get to activate my pieces. Took long enough. I'd rather take with knight. Because I want to keep this bishop more than I want to keep this knight. Think. I'm more worried about his bishop than I am. Ah. Okay, so it's one of those allegations. You on the chess960 grind? Yesn't. No, I'm switching it. Saturdays are going to be chess960 night. Now, it's still viewer games. I'm still going to be playing with y'all, but I'm just going to be playing chess960 with y'all. At least that's the vision. Right? Tactics? Ah. Well, that's still pretty terrible. Hi, Ginger. We're playing Fisher Random. Again, queue's still open, guys. So you can join if you want. Well, here's the thought process. You don't have to worry about opening theory. Forced to do it by friends. I mean, it still sounds like a horrible situation, regardless of anything else, but crazy, man. Crazy. The internet's a wild place. Me join, me lose, me play bad simple chess, me will play more bad this 960. But me want to do it. Hey, but we're still going to analyze the games afterwards. And so the idea is, in addition to getting better at Fisher Random, which I believe has a good chance of being the future of chess, it's also going to probably help our positional chess as well, since Fisher Random emphasizes positional parts of chess that are often unemphasized. Because you don't have to worry about opening theory. So it's just, you have to figure out the position from move 1 versus just knowing the plan for the position that from your opening prep, right? Which is the reason why Fisher Random has the following it does. Is because a lot of people like that. I like it too, but I haven't played much Fisher Random because up until recently I kind of hadn't thought about it. But the Magnus Carlsen Invitational event has me thinking, wait, this could work. And so right now I'm rated like 1097 in Fisher Random. And I'm just playing like some unrated games against people, but it's kind of not fair because I'm being paired against like 1200s. And they're playing with 1200 positional sense, which is not terrible. They've actually been doing pretty darn well, but it's like, it's kind of like I'm accidentally smurfing. That's the way I describe it. They are very goofy. They ask about each other? Well, that's because I don't care. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually pretty good. I'm tired and I'm recovering from being sick for the past like week. And recovering from the emotional mess that is exams. But I think I'll be better. I think I'll feel better in like 2 days. I already feel a lot better today than I did yesterday. Truth be told. So I'm not too terribly worried. Yeah, exams are not my idea of a good time. I think I passed... So I'm sure I passed 3 of them. I have 5. I'm sure I passed 3 of them. One of them, I'm pretty sure I passed. I probably passed. And then the last one, more likely than not, I failed. Which I am not excited about. His queen is just more active, which is the one thing that worries me in this position. Is some quick attack because his queen and rook are more active. Hello, Gabe. We're playing Fisher Random. Saturdays are Fisher Random night. Because it's the future of chess. Do you remember me? I remember the name Gabe is smarter, but I don't remember anything about the name. So, I don't know if you count that or not. I can respect it either way. But 1300, 1500. Yeah. The real question is, so how do y'all feel about Fisher Random or chess960 or freestyle chess? The problem is, like, everyone has a different name for it, because originally it was Fisher Random because Fisher popularized it. But then bigger chess companies like chess.com don't really want to associate themselves and their brand with Bobby Fischer because of how controversial of a figure he is. And so then that's when you had the transition to chess960. However, then what happened was, okay, we have chess960 now, but there is a debate as to whether the 2 starting positions in chess should be included in the starting positions for Fisher Random or chess960. And so, because the reason it's called chess960 is because there's 960 possible starting positions with the rules of what starting positions have to exist. But the problem is, it's common, or not common, some rule sets want to not include standard chess starting positions in the chess960 set. That way you don't accidentally randomly roll the normal position and still have to deal with opening theory, right? And so with that in mind, it's actually 958, right? Because there's 2 positions that are identical. I think there's one and there's like a mirrored one as well. Something like along those lines. I'm pretty sure it's 958. And so it's 958. And so instead of calling it chess958, because that's stupid, they call it freestyle chess, which I'm not sure if that's less stupid, but whatever. It's a whole mess. Exactly gone. So chess.com and Lichess, which are the 2 places that call it chess960, they include the standard chess starting positions. They don't make an exception. But evidently Carlsen and his events want to make an exception for it, and so they're calling it freestyle chess. Which, while good from the perspective that I like that we're being intentional about rule sets, because I feel like a lot of the times people aren't and it causes problems, the issue for me is I feel like we're getting to the point where the marketing aspect of it's going to get real hard. Maybe it's already real hard. I'm actually going to trade, because I think my dark squares are a problem and I'd rather be in this position than the position with their bishops. Right, so from a marketing perspective, people see the three different names and they think it's three different variants. And for good reason. It really sounds like it's 3 different variants. It's a philosophical debate, because also there's the argument of, well, once Fisher Random is standardized, no one will be playing standard chess opening theory, so you'll just be removing a position arbitrarily. You know, once Fisher Random catches on, that's no longer going to be a problem. So why are we not planning for chess960 succeeding? That's kind of silly. We're planning for the failure of our own variant. Right? Oh no, my pawn. Nice. Okay. So again, it's a legitimate discussion. I don't think it's a clear yes or no. I think chess960 will just be better in general, Gabe. Because I think opening theory is overall detrimental to chess as a sport. Because I know people who have bounced off competitive chess because they don't want to deal with opening theory. And a lot of times you are kind of frustrated because you don't know if you should be prepping opening, because you don't know if your opponent's prepping for your openings or not. And so it can be... Yeah, I had to get in the spirit of the maniacal laugh, right? And so I think it's going to be better without chess960 principles. We have those. Yasser Sarawan, Grandmaster Yasser Sarawan, made a video about chess960 opening principles. And plus, chess960, you're just starting in the middle game. So you just play normal chess. That's the thing. The game isn't different. That's what's so interesting about it, is because it takes some getting used to. But once you get used to it, it's like, okay, you're just playing chess. You just forget that an opening exists. You're just trying to make your pieces better. It's really quite interesting. It takes some getting used to because we're kind of trained as chess players to not think for the first 4 moves. You know? And so having to think in the first 4 moves is an unusual situation. And so it can be very easy to blunder in the first 4 moves because you're not thinking. I mean, literally, like, Hikaru did that and blundered a pawn on move 6. That was a few years ago, but still. Hi, Ronnie. Darkest Dungeon so much. I lied, I love it. Darkest Dungeon's on my list of games to play at some point. The list is very long. I will get to it eventually. Maybe. I have read 2 books since last we spoke, Ronnie. You tell me your chess.com name and I challenge you. Oh! That's excellent! And you gained a bunch of elo because of it? That's so cool. So happy for you, Gabe. Which ones? How To by Randall Munro, right? That's the guy who does XKCD, and it's kind of science/comedy. And then My Grandmother Asked You to Tell Me She's Sorry, because I finally got a copy and I read it. 13 to 17. Okay, never mind. I'm a genius. That's super cool. Did you like the books, or did you just think they helped you and you didn't enjoy them? That might be a stupid question, but it's my stupid question. Gosh darn it. Okay. How do you get into the pool? So, first, you put on your floaties. Also, Ginger, what is your chess.com name? So I could shoot you a challenge? I mean, they take a long time to read, but they're enjoyable. They do take a long time to read. You're absolutely correct. That's the annoying part. There's no speeding through a chess book. But I'm glad you liked it. I like them too. Ginger is love. What is your chess.com name? Tell me now, or forever hold your peace. Or wait till after the next person, so you won't have to skip. I'm on like page 150 of How to Reassess Your Chess. But the positional info just helps a lot. Oh, it does. It helps with plan finding so much. It makes it less often that you sit there and like, I don't have a move to play, and so you just move a rook back and forth. But that's the thing about positional chess, is it makes it so much easier to always have a move to play. Even if it's a bad move, you always have a move you want to play. You know? And it's so funny because now that I'm teaching more younger kids at my chess club, I'm seeing more people who are doing the whole moving pieces back and forth because they don't have a move to play. I read any of the plays I linked? I've read like 2 plays ever. I don't read plays. I think it's boring. I love watching musicals, and I would probably thoroughly enjoy watching plays as well, but reading plays is boring. I think I've read Macbeth. I've read some of Romeo and Juliet. I've read some of Les Mis, but Les Mis isn't a play. I read the part of the original book, and then I saw the musical. Because I read about knights, bishops, and rooks, which is the main beginner positional play you need. Oh, absolutely. Just, again, the more you learn there, the better it'll be. Okay, Ginger, I'm going to the next person. If and when you come back, I'll play you. Gone. What's your chess.com name? Clear export. Anna Karen Karenina. Karenina. Ah, Tolstoy. I need to get to War and Peace at some point, but War and Peace is just going to be a tome, so. Wait 1 second, I'm flagging somebody. Shame on you. Never mind, those in glass houses, am I right? Will you read War and Peace in Russian? No. Starting Wii is enough. I'm never going to get through Wii. It's going to take till I'm 80, so I'm not going to have time. Hi, Void. We're playing Fisher Random. We're playing Fisher Random until I feel like I'm going to pass out from exhaustion. And then I'm going to end stream. Is it a tournament? No, just... I'm playing against viewers, just normal. But Fisher Random. Fisher Random, not Fish are Random. Do you want to play? Yep, it's just, I'm waiting for Gon to finish flagging someone, and then I'm playing against him. If you want to play, Gabe, join to join the queue, because I still have a queue command. Lost all my elo? Then that's another reason to play Fisher Random. Fisher Random, you won't have a meaningful elo because none of us have played Fisher Random much, so nobody has to know. It's join. Q tells you how many people are in queue, and if there's a lot, who they are. Okay, this should be good. I have no clue what the principles are. It's just chess. You just play chess. There's no special opening principles. You know, waiting for Godot play, it's strange. I know a little bit about it. I know, like, the concept. I would say no. But, I mean, it's highly likely that you'll get away with it because I'll forget. What is this? What should we do? Move the knight? I guess. Here. Is an F5 okay? F5 takes. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with that series of events. It might be fine, but I'm not confident enough in my Fisher Random abilities to be just sacking pawns at this point. It might be fine. You might be right. I simply don't know. This queen is terrible. Do you use the term papist? Papist? No. I feel like I've heard the term, but I don't know what it means off the top of my head, so that should be a very clear indication of how often I use it. Knight T6 probably wasn't right. I don't know. I'm undecided. I'm not sure what is right. Again, my Fisher Random abilities are Roman Catholic. Okay, that's where I've heard it. Yeah, it makes sense. I knew it had something to do with Roman Catholicism, but I just didn't know what it was specifically. Because, you know, papal is relating to the Pope. But it's a bad term going to Google. So it's like a pejorative term. I don't know, I can ask my Catholic friend. I mean, those Pope stands, I'm telling you. Just be normal and, like, obsess over a musician or something. Papist, derogatory. Exactly. I need to castle, man. That's the thing. The first stage of Fisher Random always feels like it's try to make your pieces not garbage. Try to detrashify your pieces. Exactly. Stand Pope? Nah. Stand BCNR. Alright, let me cook, fellas. The time is now. That castle doesn't look safe. I disagree. We'll see if you're right, but I disagree. I think I'm completely safe. King safety is actually the thing I'm least worried about in this game. I'm worried about many things. I'm not very comfortable, but king safety I'm perfectly okay with. Plus, this is a weak pawn. And how does he defend that pawn? So, question 1, how do you defend this just hanging pawn? Question 2, d5. Apparently live shows in the US of A, they're playing a lot of new material. You know, this might be a controversial take, but BCNR have always struck me as the creative type. So them having new material, I don't find that surprising. Gosh. This knight wants to go somewhere. I don't know where it wants to go. But it doesn't want to be here. This knight is unhappy. It's angry at me. This knight's angry. This is going straight to the subreddit to show your lack of understanding of the band. Darn it. Well, that's what I get for having an opinion on the internet. Actually, this might have been a bad move. Knight b4 to induce c3. That might have been a good move. Don't like knight e5 anymore. I disagree with it now. I think I played a bad move. Knight b4 to induce c3 is interesting. Although, here's the thing. I'm not sure if I even want to induce c3, because this bishop is very strong, so c3 weakens the bishop. Although it does kind of trap his knight as well. Is that a move? Can you play that? That looks wrong. This is way better than inducing c3. Really? My heart disagrees with that move. What's your opinion on reading chess books? Adjust your head and no board. So, I've never been able to do it, but to my knowledge, that's like the end game. That's the goal, is to be able to read chess books without a chess book. Do you have any favorite quote? Just in general or on any specific topic? On life? I don't know. Having a quote just on life in general, that's a pretty wide topic. And plus you also have the thing where, now that you ask me, I'm not going to be able to come up with anything ever for the rest of my life. I don't think so, because I think that part of a point of a chess book is to guide you, right? And so I think while calculating in your head is valuable and that's a useful skill to do, I don't think that's necessarily the purpose of a chess book. This move doesn't do anything. This looks real suspicious. I suppose I really don't have any follow-up, but on the other hand, how much of a follow-up do I need? I'm kind of just up a pawn and have the bishop in an endgame. No, I do not. I don't recognize the name. Again, I have quotes I like, but I don't remember any of them just off the top of my head. You know? It's one of those questions that's so general that it becomes hard to answer just by nature of its generalness. That was a very eloquent way of saying that. I'm very proud of myself for my language abilities. Not ringing a bell, Ronnie. Okay, I think we're chilling. I almost blundered my rook. That would have been depressing. Rook e5, what's the idea? King e2? Basically a sci-fi writer? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with his works. F-pawn goes burr. Everything goes burr in this position. I'm quite happy with the way this is turning out. I have multiple ways of trying to improve my position. And that's always quite nice. One time I played chess960 and I beat a 1,000 when I was like 700 because I don't play it and I got called a cheater. That's kind of dumb. I mean, I've been called a cheater before, but I've actually been called a cheater a few times. That's, you know, people online, right? Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. We're chilling. I'm playing this incredibly poorly. Like, impressively poorly. What am I doing with my life? This is such an obvious plan. And now I put myself on the checking square for his queen when it promotes. I'm playing actively poorly. You see, now he queens with check. And that's a huge deal. D4 and rook f4 didn't work, so rook to 2. It did work, I'm just dumb. Still up a pawn? Oh yeah, for sure. I'm the only one with winning chances, but it's just going to be miserable to try and win this. Luckily, I can hide behind his pawn, which I think is probably my best idea. Because this pawn blocks the diagonal, and he can't check me through his own pawn. That's actually the reason I took with pawn instead of king. It's because I was fairly certain that this idea of blocking the diagonal this way is a good one. Because see, now I have a move. Not accepting a draw here. No way. Give me just a second. Does F2 just work? I think F2 just works. I'm not sure if F2 is better, but it looked nice. Boom, queen with check, even better. He didn't even have to allow that, but he did, which made my life easier. Oh. Problem solved. Wonderful. Okay, now let's see if game review works for chess960. GG's. Let's see if game review works for chess960. I haven't actually tested this. It should. Check the night before idea. Maybe. Okay, I was winning basically the entire game. Knight c3, bad first move. Okay, I agree with that being a bad first move. G5 was an even worse first move. Okay, okay, Mr. Stockfish, if you're so smart, it's saying c3 is the best first move. It also likes e4 and it likes f3. Okay, all of this makes sense. In hindsight, e5 was obvious. Open the bishop, rook, knight behind pawn. Not sure why I didn't play this. e4 is the most obvious move. Okay, so we both have a plan. It was e6 first. Why didn't I like e6 first? I have no idea. Yeah, I think Varmy's right. I was called a cheater by some French guy who lost in 12 moves by playing into an opening trap. That's the most clear example of a skill issue I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay, so knight c4 was the idea immediately. I was being a little timid. Okay, it was this position that you want to play knight b4, right? To induce c3. But I told you, I don't think inducing c3 is productive. I don't think c3 is a bad move for him. I mean, maybe your point is you play d4 now, or d5 now. But he's just going to play d4. But d5? He plays d4, though. That's my point. And I don't know if I've induced anything productive. Because now d5 and bishop c2. See what I mean? I don't think c3 is a bad move for him. I don't think it's I don't think inducing c3 is productive. Again, knight e5 wasn't the best move, but I think inducing d4 almost makes more sense. But now he plays c3 and it's the same position, right? So I didn't exactly do much better, but e5 was a very bad move. You opened my bishop for me directly against your queen. E5 is very poor. Rule 5, always induce. No. Also, hi, Deza. E5, I don't understand at all. You're opening this bishop, and then after d6, this bishop's inevitably opening. It cannot be good. Again, c3 is the most natural move in this position. Then you play bishop c2, and you've solved all of your problems. Not all of them, you're still, down a pawn, but other than that. Okay, knight takes was better. I didn't know if knight takes and bishop takes, but... Hold on a second. Okay, it's just knight c6 here. I was trying to justify knight b3 check in this position, but I couldn't decide if it was any good. Wait, it is good. I saw this. I saw this and I spent time calculating it, but I didn't play it because I'm a coward. I thought rook takes, but then I have queen f4 check. Oh, that's so obvious. Queen f4 check is so obvious. And then obviously pawn takes is bad because worst case scenario, queen takes c3 and then I take your queen, and guess what? I'm up in exchange too now. And I get rook d3, which is amazing. Rook d4, rook f4 instead of rook d2. I can guarantee you you're right, Gabe. I mean, just here even, rook d4 is probably a completely reasonable move. Right here, rook d4, rook f4. That is 100% the correct plan. That is the correct plan, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. No problem, Ginger. Now tell me your chess.com name so I can challenge you. Ginger. This is absolutely the correct plan. Yep. It was your turn earlier, but I skipped over you so that you could play afterwards. Wait, why is Kate in the queue? I think my queue might have goofed. I might have to fix that. Yeah, rook d4, rook c4 is the correct idea. And I found it just day late and dollar short. And yeah, now you take... No, you don't even take queen g3. Okay, you got your perpet. So I think my idea was correct. I just had to go somewhere else to get there. Sick dab, literally, because I'm sick. Anyway, and even if you went somewhere like here to prevent this from being checked, it's still probably good. Because you don't have any checks, which was my plan. Was my evil plan. And then my point here was after queen f3 check, I play queen g2, and going here gets blocked, and this is still impossible. You just check and check and check and check and check and more checks. That is true. Factual statement. Okay, interesting. I feel like I'm getting better at this. I'm still very bad. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm getting better. Perfect. I'm exhausted, man. But I wasn't going to miss this stream too. Hey, local. We're playing Fisher Random. I'm showing these nerds how to play Fisher Random. At a North Korean themed buffet right now. I need to be careful. I'm tired. I almost said things I didn't want to say. Don't know if I've ever played it. Well, first time for everything, right? This is like my third time playing Fisher Random, man. I've played Fisher Random so infrequently. Also, they need to make the auto abort not a thing in Fisher Random because you need to think a lot and move one. How is it, local? Okay. So far, so good. B6 or D6? B6. Got a rival named Gabe? Oh, it's the end of the world. It's a rival. I'm going to go C3, D5. I've been debating this as an idea for the past, like, 4 moves. He's your rival local. The forces of the universe magnetically pull you together. That's how it works. Wait, is that you, Gabe from The Office? Gabe from The Office? Bullet 960 sounds horrible. I want no part of that. I hate the word rival for a reason. So you're rivals with the word rival. That's what I'm getting from this. Also, why'd I sack a pawn? Ah, because I'm based. Okay, fellas. Fellas. I'm gonna need you to let me cook. Fellas, let me cook. Big rate? Wait, I get rated? I should probably know that. Hey, Hristos, thanks so much for the raid. Let me auto shout out command. And it worked. Let me cook, fellas. We hit the double digits with this one. Hey, double digits is a big deal. Okay, maybe I should not have cooked. It is possible that cooking was a bad idea. I am willing to consider that cooking was not the best choice. I have regrets. I used to flip the board and I did not notice. Okay, this is fine. Guys, winnable. Winnable, fellas. What is he up? A piece? He's just up a piece. You couldn't. Yep, that's exactly what happened. How's the stream, Hristos? I mean, I do have initiative. I mean, I do have a lot of initiative as compensation for my horrible chess. How do I do this? I think here. Like queen e6. Queen e6 probably loses to queen d8. Oh yeah, I was in Nationals High School Tournament in K12. Teleport rook on h8 to f8. That's what I'm intending to do. And actually, it'll teleport to e8. Oh yeah, I was in Nationals High School Tournament K12 last weekend. Played 7 classical games, and I lost the first 2 rounds. And after that, I fully locked in, was dead focused. Won all 5 rounds after. It's nice. See, here the problem is if I go here, then he has queen c4 and he's attacking my bishop. I'm going to do it anyway, because I still think it's the best move, but... This is very confusing. I like queen e7 as well. I think it's the only move. I think this is the only reasonable try. Don't think it's good, but I think you have to try. Yeah, this is very bad, but I have to try. I just want some activity here, right? Why is no one in the 2-minute 960 pool? Because I would rather die. This year is my last year I can play in a K-12 tournament. Man, not being able to play in youth tournaments is a weird feeling. And I know I should have gotten used to it by now, but... See, I'd love to play this, but then he plays queen c5, and I don't like that at all for me. Yeah, kindergarten to 12th grade. So what's my plan? My plan seems like a5. I like a5 as a move. I also really want to play something like f5 at some point. How do I go about doing things? I'm not sure how I feel about this position. Actually, I am sure how I feel about it. I hate it. I don't think e5 was a good move. e5 does not feel like a good move to me. I mean, I don't trust anything, right? So me saying I don't trust some of these moves is more expected than it is anything else. But I mean, look at this position. I'm losing, obviously, but like... Aren't you 22? I'm 22, yes. But that's kind of what I mean, is I should have gotten used to it by now. I don't know. Still feels weird. Ooh. Actually, I think I've got some problems. I've got some problems. I mean, this, I've got to try, right? Give me a second. I don't know what to play. This is what I play. Oh, I forgot mate in 1 was the thing. I completely didn't notice. In that case, I would have played F5. If I had noticed, I would have played F5. I mean, I'm still losing here, but I do have some counterplay. I mean, even this is real difficult to justify. Yeah, this is... Yeah, no, this is very bad. Whips. Okay, let's see what happened. GG's Ginger. Sure. Oh yeah, this is my Nervous Rex shirt. Old reliable. Got 2K Blitz, bros. Hey, Astafim, congrats. Again, I don't understand Knight C3. I don't think it's very good. Okay, D5 was a little bit optimistic. I completely missed bishop takes. But I mean, even here, I do have some compensation. Right? Like, I'm very active. Rook D8, I mean... Why are you 1k elo? Because we're playing Fisher Random. I mean, it's not easy to find good moves in this position for white. Like, you have to play Bishop C3 here, obviously. And then, Rook D8. And you have to move the queen somewhere here. Now, which square you go to, I'm actually... It's not at all clear to me which square you go to. Yep, Saturday is going to be Fisher Random days. From now on, if things go well. Probably Queen F3. I mean, sure. I would play Queen E7 in this position. The computer wants me to play H5, but I'm not nearly psycho enough for that. Actually, H5 does look good the more... I actually like that move. But I doubt I would have played it. This looks more natural to me. Then castles, and I do the same. And I've got compensation. You still get activity? Well, yeah, Queen E4, F5 is always activity. That's the thing. I always get activity. That's why I'm not too worried about this position. Is because, like, I have a lot of activity for the pawn. And these open files are very strong for me. So I do have compensation here. It's not the worst pawn sacrifice of all time. But I just completely missed bishop takes. Yeah. This was, to me, the simplest. I'd probably play this. And then you can play Rook A-B, which is the annoying move. Ah. No. I mean, that's just an exchange up, but you can play base. Ah, it's not actually. I mean, my plan was to go for something like this, and try to claim that I have compensation in the form of shockingly strong pawns. That was my plan, but I completely missed that was mate. Okay, who's next? It was 5 O's, correct, Void? Yeah, it was 5 O's, right? Pretty sure it was 5. I had a game where I played 500 bullet games 1 week. Sheesh. Ew. Hey, what happened in that game? In what game? I just went through it. It was pretty even in the position, and after I sacked a pawn, it would have been, I had compensation. Maybe not a ton of compensation, but enough for it to be equal enough. But then I just blundered a ton of material. Like, I mean... I'm trying to get my queen, and I took the rook. I didn't take, but then I saw. I completely missed bishop takes. That was, of course, my plan, but... I'm not sure. This is a very interesting position. I'm trying to be a little creative with the way I go about solving my positional problems here, although I really don't think you should have let me play this. F4 looked like the best move to me. This knight is worse than this knight, therefore I should take with knight, right? Space advantage, maybe I shouldn't have traded. It's not clear. It's brutal. I went against a little elementary school kid. He gave me a game that made me real uncomfortable in the opening and middle game. The engine mostly sets a draw of the board. I know we've all to look at. Yeah, no, the engine tells you objectively what it is. It doesn't tell you what it feels like. And now my bishops have very natural development. I guess I developed the bishop first to give me the flexibility to castle if I want to. I mean, I can still analyze your game if you want me to, local, instead of playing Fisher Random. I'm trying to keep it a Fisher Random, but I like analyzing classical games, so I'm willing to make an exception. I like this move. I can castle anytime I want to. Now, that'll actually move my king to c1 and rook to d1, so I don't want to now because that'll let him take my pawn for free, but... So, what am I thinking in this position? Ooh. I think that pawn's a weakness. It looks like a weakness to me. Again, my bishops look better. Yeah, at the end game was decided by my opponent's horrible time management. It was classical 90 minutes, 5-second delay, but at the end game he had 1 minute. I had 10. I just played out bishop versus knight endgame until he eventually blundered a fork. Well, I mean, if it ain't broke. I'll play this. That way I have freedom to move my knight. I can also have freedom to castle. So this frees up both my king and my knight to move, which will open up my queen, which is something I want to do. Okay. How do I go about this? Give me a second. Ooh, I've got some problems here. Hold on a second. No, here's what I do. Here's what I do. Check. And... oh, I could take the bishop. Or I could be greedy. Oh, that's hard. Oh, wait. Oh, this is hard. Give me a second. Yeah, at the end, I just want to stream now. I ate a lot and I don't want to think too much. That's fair. One of my cousins at this buffet just got a full plate of fried rice. None to go with the rest of it. Just a plate of fried rice and nothing else. Honestly based, fried rice is the best. I love me some fried rice. I was trying to justify queen f5, but it just isn't good. Or at least it doesn't look it. I mean, this looks fine. Excuse me. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Whoops. Whoop. 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 Yeah, just immediately fell apart. Fisher Random's so complicated, man. From move 1, it's complex. I played real risky. I played real... real optimistic, but... okay, I was never worse. I wonder if Grandmaster invented Fisher Random. Actually, was not Fisher. He just popularized it. Yeah, I don't agree with the way you played this opening. I think I already had an advantage here. Forgot you could take the bishop. I was also trying to justify queen f5, but I didn't know if it was good. I want to actually calculate that. I want to see what the engine thinks. I mean, just look at our positions even here from the start, right? I mean, in this position, let's compare our positions. Candidate starts in 20. Hey, maybe that's when I can end stream. I can say, go watch the candidates and then leave. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Your pieces are going to struggle to get developed more than mine. I just have better central control. I just have full control over the center. Right? Things... it's fine for you other than that, but I just like it for me. Should I have played this? No, okay, d5 was not good. I didn't think so. Ah, I couldn't decide if I wanted to push or not. I was so conflicted in this position. I almost pushed. But I was just a little suspicious of this pawn. Like, I'm not right now, but something like this and followed by bishop g6, and I was seeing some ghosts. Because I was like, oh, he's going to play his bishop to g6 because that's the most natural square for it, and this pawn's going to be a permanent weakness. Now, the thing is, the reason you play this is to get a kingside attack, right? So it's saying a4 here is the move. And I have a big advantage. I have a noticeable advantage. Not a huge one, but a noticeable. Right? Because that's the point. I just didn't see an attack that was fast enough to justify creating a permanent weakness. Evidently, I was wrong, but this also looks good to me. Isn't h4 a pawn sack? Sorry. Can't you just... okay, why can't you take? Oh, because you hang the pawn. And that central pawn's way more important. Okay, yeah. Okay, so h4 makes sense. Was castling decent? Okay. Yeah, I do not think you should have played bishop e6. I think that's the first thing. Your queen is doing a very good job keeping my knight out of the squares it wants to be on. I mean, the problem is you can't really castle, but that's a hard position. I mean, something like this to prepare bishop g5 is very annoying, and it's probably the move. Because how do I deal with bishop g5? My bishop is good. But, again, so you're correct. You are correct. Trading the bishops does benefit you. The problem is that you're not just trading the bishops, you're letting my knight in. So this bishop exchange isn't just a bishop exchange, it also like triples the value of my knight. This knight is now incredibly spectacularly amazing. My queen can come to b5, my rook is open, this bishop isn't doing anything right now, but you know, give it a move or two and you've got some problems. And your entire position falls apart, right? This knight single-handedly murders you. So, the trade would be fine if I didn't have knight c5. Like, the computer's saying if I play king b1, it's decent. It's better for you than it was before the bishop trade. So you were correct. The bishop trade did benefit you. But it allowed me knight c5 at the end. That's why I was so surprised you played this. Is because knight c5 to me was such a natural move that I wanted to play so bad. Half the reason I played a3 was to be able to play knight b4 afterwards. Because this knight's doing nothing and it wants to come into the position real bad. And if it does, then it ends up being an amazing piece. And so you just let my knight in for free. So, you're right, but you missed the subtext of my knight improving. Oh yeah, the Nationals tournament, there was a grandmaster named Elshan Muradi, who did an event called something like Blitz versus Everyone. He was open to all challengers in Blitz. The time control was 2 minutes for GM, 3 minutes for the other person. 1 second increment. Apparently he never lost. Played about 50 games a day for 3 days. Played him and survived much longer than I initially expected. 25 moves in the EOL bar said it was dead equal, but then I was gaslighting to think I had to sack a rook for a knight, outpost, and a pawn. Auto board is not good in this mode at all. That needs to be fixed. Queen f5 was the best move. I'm such a coward. I'm such a coward. I was seeing ghosts somewhere here. I don't know what ghosts I was even seeing, man. Oh, this is so obvious this is better for me. I was so close to playing this. I was seeing ghosts like something like this. And I was like, oh no. I can't move. Or like check and then this is what I was seeing. I'm like, oh no, it's pinned. But it doesn't matter that it's pinned because the queen's hanging. This is so clearly the best move. So I played the coward's way out. This is the move, and then you completely lose. You're lost on the spot. There's nothing you can do. There's so many strong threats in this position. For example, knight b6. For example, if you play a random move, knight b6, and I smother you. That's not true. That's very simple. So how do you stop knight b6 is question number 1. This technically prevents the smothered mate, but then I just play knight takes e5 and take your queen. So that doesn't help a lot. Queen f5 is so obviously the best move. Okay, knight takes f, g takes, queen takes. And then queen take, and then check, and then takes on b2. King d8. Queen f5, king d8. Knight b6 is probably still a good move. I'm not sure it's not the best move. Knight takes f6 is better now, but yeah, like minimum this is still good for me. It doesn't prevent knight b6. Like I know it's not the best move anymore, but it's still winning. You have prevented exactly nothing. Okay, it's not forced mate in this position. It's just very, very bad. Because you have this. You can just give me a bishop. And then, play queen check. And then take on b2. And it's not going to be mate for a while yet. Because I'm not actually threatening anything that happens quickly. So you can prolong for a long time, but it's still completely winning. Now this is just terrible. You need to focus on the side effects of your actions, right? Not just the direct effect. The direct effect of the bishop trade is positive, but the side effect is negative. The direct effect of this check and capture is positive, but the side effect is negative, right? The secondary effect is negative. King e2 is such a pretty move. Oh, bishop e5 is nice. Missed queen e6? Yeah. Yeah. I noticed. Thankfully for me, you missed queen e6. And then here it's just like main 6 or something. Very interesting position. See, this is what I mean. There's no opening theory, so the positions are interesting for move 1. Now it's Gabe's turn. So, Gabe, unfortunately, I do not remember your chess.com name. Skill issue on my end, but in my defense, I'm tired and sick. It's a poor defense, but I'm using it anyway. Are you personally something? I'm going to assume yes. Personally Gabe. Oh, well, in that case, it's obvious. It cut off. What would I play here? I know what I would play. Yeah. This was one of the less great starting positions. Is praying a move? Yes. No, it's what you do in preparation for playing a move. Right, do I exit the stream? You don't have to, Gabe. We play unrated for a reason. I've never cared, and I've never made people exit stream. It's up to you. So, central control is a plus. Here. Trying to fix my development. I mean, castling long here might be decent. This game looks more fun than ours. I mean, I'm pretty okay with this position. It's definitely a more... I don't know. It's so weird. Is this blitz? Yes. Yeah, in my opinion, that's the solution. Okay, here's the plan, fellas. We are going to game. We are going to play aggressive. Because he's wasted a tempo, and I think that is a crime. I'm not castling long. I think my opponent has played suspiciously enough that I can violently punish him. Sometimes positions in chess call for violence. Okay, I'll have to copy paste that. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. This might be stupid. Okay, I think I'm... Violence is always the answer. It depends on the position, but I'm pretty sure this position calls for violence. This position calls for violence. And, like, violent violence. Knight b4 looks strong, but doesn't feel right. It doesn't solve his problems. Honestly, maybe I was being too calm. This might have been reason... Nah, it wasn't. You can take a knight. I'm not bothering them. They're bothering me. Oh, this is such a fun position for me. Violence. Give me a second. Where do I move my queen? Because he's going to play knight c3 afterwards, right? That's the most natural move. Oh, it's blitz. I forgot we were playing blitz. It was either queen h6 or queen g7. I was trying to calculate which one I liked better, but it was not obvious to me. But I'm playing too slow now. Now that's the problem. I think I'm also positionally winning. Hello, chess for feel. Never in doubt. Violence. Guys, remember, violence is not the answer. It's a question, and the answer is yes. So I think I played slightly better in the opening, and I think the move d4 proves that. The fact that you ended up playing this, and the placement of your knight being slightly worse than mine, I think is proof that I have a slightly better position. A5 was best. Let's go. I told you violence was the answer. Had queen take c4? Yes. You're at e4 even. e4 is such a hard move to play. Okay. I should have taken the knight first. I was so unsure about this. I was trying to evaluate this, but it's so hard. I wasn't sure what the evaluation was here. Okay. Okay, let's just knight a5. Well, neither one of us have time. We're playing bullet now. It's completely over. You did have queen c4. That's a huge difference. What an insane game of chess. In your defense, your position was much harder to play than mine because I was on the aggressive. And my attack, it was barely even an attack even. I mean, oh, so the pawn sack was sound? That actually makes a lot of sense. Just sack 2 pawns. Refuse to elaborate. Oh, he played very well. My void. No, this makes perfect sense. I'm mad I didn't see that. That's pretty. Want a rematch? Why did my music just turn off? Sure. There's no one else waiting, I don't think, so we can rematch. I have a little bit of time. Okay. I'm going with this. Somebody's got to play something unique eventually. Okay, let's give ourselves castle flexibility. Okay, here's the unique move. There's your unique move. I have no idea if this is better or worse. Well, I think I had better than this, actually. I think I had a better move. This might be really, really dumb. Or I could be cooking. I think this is a weakness. Give me a second. I slightly miscalculated. I miscalculated. That stinks. I mean, this isn't end of the world terrible. It's just, I guess I do have the queenside passer. Looks like a draw. Thanks. I think I have the advantage. That's speculative. Give me a second. Takes. Escape. Escape there. Give me a second. Oh, I have no time. I forgot we're playing incrementless blitz. I simply don't have time. Oh, let's go. Never mind. I don't need time. Who needs time? Who needs time? I don't need time. Come on. When did bro get so good at time scrambles? I've been playing a little bit of Bullet. I'm not good at them still. I'm still quite bad at Bullet, but I have been practicing a little bit of Bullet. Not gonna lie to you. I mean, I'm only like 1560 something, but I've gained 300 bullet elo in the past month. Went from 1200 to 1500, which I'm still not very high rated, but it's something. So just normal chess. This was poor. F3 is clearly best, and I'm chilling. I missed that after takes, knight takes, bishop takes, you could play like knight takes f2, right? That's what I missed. Right? And that's a bad position for me. So here was something I was calculating. The point being... I mean, this is neither here nor there. Okay. I could do this and take these pawns. It's not clear though. Opposite colored bishop's most likely a draw. Sure. After I finish analyzing this game, we could play. I should have just taken the pawn. That was my whole plan. Not that good in time scrambles, you know? And then from here on, it's... You can pre-move to victory. Pawn guarding rook, and there's a pawn over here on the other side of it. I can just queen. I don't have to think. And so all of this was basically pre-moves. Even this, after takes, my plan was just to push the H-pawn. If you go down, I continue pushing the F-pawn. If you go up, I continue pushing the F-pawn. And then I was going to run the king up and take this. I probably would have lost on time, but that was my attempt. Okay, what's your name, Franz? If you don't mind my asking. Well, I mean, it'd be weird if you did mind my asking, because you asked me if we could play. Maybe you were just asking as a hypothetical, and you didn't actually want to play, right? Oh, never mind. We're playing Fisher Random, so you probably already know that, but... And usually I'm doing 10-0. To give a little bit of time to figure out the positions. I'd rather, you know, play slower time controls. Okay, I think I sent you a challenge. This. Gift me the pawn. And this is why Fisher Random's hard. What are we doing? What are we... Give me a second. And then like b3, bishop a6. This position's... It's decent. How do I... Actually, we can do this. This Fisher Random's castling rules cause some weird stuff, man. Now we're going. Now we're gaming. So, how do we... Where are my pieces going? I guess I'll just play this. Get the pawn off the dark square. Secure my knight, because that's a very good piece. I don't need to play this fast. I'm up a rook. He's not going to checkmate me. I have to worry about something like this. But, like, the knight guards in and he doesn't have a light squared bishop to deal with that. I mean, you could try doing this, right? But this is what we in the business called cope. See? I just gotta be very careful. Very, very careful. Something like takes, or takes somewhere. Not there. Not there. Anywhere but there. This. Without a doubt, because even if he takes with queen, I can play queen takes here. I gotta be careful, but... Actually, no, he can't take. Because then check, queen takes queen. Oh, never mind, we're chilling. And that's pretty much game. Yeah, pretty clean. Yeah. I'm sorry I'm not providing very good commentary today. To be fair, I did lead with the fact that I'm tired. Okay, let's see what happened. GG's. Fisher random's really hard, man. I mean, you saw back in the Fisher Random World Chess Championships, the first one, Hikaru like blundered a pawn in the opening or something, you know? I mean, this was a little, you know, a little barbaric, but I find that I enjoy. I mean, in normal chess I play like the Dragon, the Catalan, and the Leningrad Dutch, and so I always play these fianchetto systems. So in Fisher Random even, I really like these early fianchettos. And in this position, it kind of suggested itself. Now, given, you can play knight c6, and it's not that big of a deal. I play knight c3, and it's chess. But like step one, for me, not an expert at Fisher Random. This is the first time we're doing a Fisher Random night, but I'm going to hopefully do it weekly. For me, step one in Fisher Random is figure out what pawns are weak. What pawns are only defended once or twice or something. So like, a few of these. And this one. This one's very weak. Yeah, so like these three pawns, because this one's only guarded by the bishop, and it's right on a fianchetto, right? So a fianchetto pawn being only guarded by one piece is super dangerous because fianchettos are so quickly accessible. You know, you can access the fianchetto diagonal from literally any of the bishop's starting squares in 2 moves, right? No matter what square the bishop starts on, it only ever takes 2 moves to get the bishop to the fianchetto, or sometimes even less, or fewer, I guess. And so a weakness on the fianchetto diagonal is more critical than other weaknesses by default. Now that being said, this is also very, very weak. So taking advantage of this, playing something like, I don't know, e4, bishop c4 would also make sense to me. The point being to poke at this immediate weakness. I wouldn't play this because I think the bishop belongs on the fianchetto, but it makes some sense. The computer also wants d4, which is just a normal move. f4 also makes a lot of sense because, in general, a general chess rule is that knights like being behind pawns, because if we look, right, yep. Additionally, knights like being behind pawns because the pawn and the knight work together and attack the same squares. It's a very good synergy. Now, in normal chess, f4 move 1 makes you have a serious weakness on this diagonal. However, in Fisher Random, that weakness doesn't exist. Plus, the queen isn't on the square to get out quickly, and in this position, the bishop and queen both can't get to this diagonal quick. So f4 doesn't create any weaknesses like it does in normal chess. So another quirk of Fisher Random is a lot of times f4 and c4 are more worth considering, are more often good than they are in normal chess, especially f4. So f4 in this position is very reasonable. Something like b3 could be fine eventually, but you're just giving up too much time. So like f4's worth considering. G3 is very, very immediate. Again, step 1 in chess is development. So develop your pieces as fast as you can. This is very, very fast development. Then e3. You could play e5, and I'd probably play knight e2. Thinking about f4, d4, you know, just poking and prodding. Either way, it's interesting. I don't have that much knowledge about Fisher Random as of right now. However, wow, pure. Wow. Anyway, I don't have that much knowledge about Fisher Random currently. However, I'm currently working on building a database to kind of understand the opening positions in Fisher Random. My plan is I'm going to have it done tomorrow, but I don't know. Every step of the way has been harder than I've expected it to be. So I'll keep y'all up to date if and when I get that finished. But for now, I'm going to bed. Because I'm exhausted. I'm still recovering from exams and being sick. However, this was successful. I think more Fisher Random nights are absolutely going to happen because I enjoyed myself and I think it was education. Have a good sleep. Thank you. Good night to everyone else in chat as well. Ciao. No, ciao isn't goodbye. My captions sometimes get confused.